that he has 50 more states to go. So where are we now and where do we go from here? We're joined by two Metro experts from each side of the political spectrum, Republican and Democrat.
Now, for the Democratic perspective, former Missouri State Representative Jason Grill for the GOP, political strategist Annie Presley, currently at Brian Cave Law Firm. We welcome you back. You both predicted correctly the three-man race we have tonight out of Iowa. Annie, let me ask you about Mitt Romney. We were talking moments ago. You think he has to finish second here to be successful in Iowa, in your view?
Well, sure. He obviously wants to win, but he was in second place last time in Iowa, and he really needs to perform tonight to maintain his momentum.
What do you guys attribute the three dead heat race to? Did they just not break away for the pack, or are they all on point with Iowans?
I think we have a fractured field. I mean, you look at this year, and the lowest winner ever in Iowa is 26%, with Bob Dole at 96. You have a fractured field with the top three. Perry's hoping to finish fourth, and that'd be a big victory for him. And we still have Iowa out there for Paul, or Ames, Iowa, out there for Paul, which is a big college community, which will be good for him. I think going forward that if Romney finishes third, that'd be the worst result for him tonight.
Let me ask you this. 80% of the entrance polls tonight show Iowans either very conservative or somewhat conservative. So you fracture the conservative vote between Santorum and Paul. Doesn't Romney come out looking pretty good as they head now to New Hampshire and then toward Florida, where he is already spending millions of dollars? Annie, what are your thoughts on that?
He definitely wants to maintain his location now and continue with that. And you're right, he's coming out well here, but really needs to pick up the pace a bit. With 46 reporting, we've still got a long ways to go yet tonight. Jason,
would you agree that Mitt Romney is holding up fairly strong? I realize he's staying at about that 24, 25% level that he's been at since he began, but doesn't he come out of here pretty strong if he can hold his own in Iowa and then get to New Hampshire?
Look, he's been at 22% is where he finished in 08. He's been around that 22 to 24% range now for 5 years. I mean, he is a weak front runner. It reminds me of John Kerry in 04. I don't think that bodes well for the general election against Obama. I think he is still the front runner. I think he will win New Hampshire. I think John Huntsman, who didn't participate in Iowa, has to be feeling good with this fractured field, and maybe the media will look for a Huntsman surge in New Hampshire next week, which could be huge for him as well. But I think going forward, South Carolina and Florida, obviously Romney has the most money. Romney is still in the driver's seat, but I do think a finish of third tonight will hurt his chances a little bit.
To both of you, now let's take a look at Newt Gingrich. He's coming in fourth. John McCain came in fourth with about 13% as well. Where does he go from here? Does he still have a chance in this? Because he says he will continue forward, and he's already spending money in South Carolina and Florida as well.
Well, he's got a chance. He probably has the best name ID of everyone, and people know him for all the things that he did when he was in Congress. The deal with Newt is that he has the least amount of money of all the people on hand, so he won't be able to buy the advertising and keep up with the big guys.
Yeah, and I think Newt's going to have a good shot, too, with two debates coming up this week before New Hampshire, and then also a southern state in South Carolina. Only 4% of South Carolinians are Catholic. I think that hurts Rick Santorum. I think that helps Newt Gingrich. I think he'll remain in the race, at least through South Carolina, which most Republicans that have gone to get the nomination have won South Carolina.
Typically, Iowa's viewed as punching 3 tickets. Tonight looks like it's going to punch 5. And, of course, Huntsman is awaiting in New Hampshire. What about Michelle Bachmann? How many days before she's out, if not tomorrow?
Well, she's down to about $4 million in the bank. And, again, she's going to be one of those who's going to have a really hard time competing along the trail. And at some point, she's going to be able to just say, okay, I give, and I want to have my folks support another of the candidates.
I'd say it shows the fractured field, and we've had 7 frontrunners since May. She won the Iowa straw poll. I think Bachmann should go back to trying to win her congressional seat back at this point. I don't see any pathway for her to the nomination. I think she should drop out probably after Iowa.
Okay, one pick each. Your prediction for New Hampshire?
Romney,
and I think then you're going to have Paul and Huntsman fighting for second.
All right, let the record reflect. Huckabee won Iowa 4 years ago and disappeared pretty quickly after that. So we'll see. We still have half the precinct still to report, but we thank you both. You'll be back at 10 o'clock. Maybe we'll have some final results then.
Thank you, Jim.
Very good.
Thank you, Susan.
And Jason, thank you.
Thank you.
The president